Hello, I'm Chrissy Seaton and welcome to my YouTube channel. What is humility? Well, our thoughts and our actions will define our degree of humility or the lack of it. And that journey towards humility, it begins with acknowledging our shortcomings and our faults. And we all have them, if we're honest with ourselves. I think most of us would agree we're certainly not perfect in everything or in every way. So our human frailties, they're to be recognised and somewhat labelled. They're to be recognised and worked upon. And we actually have a responsibility to God and to mankind to pursue that improvement of self, that level of acknowledging that there is something that can be improved, the way I do, the way I speak, even what I think, that we all have those parts of us that we would like to improve upon, or parts of us that we're not particularly happy with all the time, actions that we're not happy with. We all have moments of short temper or thinking, oh, I can do that better than you, let me do it, sort of thing. Oh, I've got to be responsible for that. Oh, I have to organise that. And in a way, it's arrogance. And the opposite to arrogance is a humbleness, a degree of humility, stepping back and taking a look and thinking, you know what, somebody else can do that. I don't need to do that. I'm not to think that I'm the best at doing everything. So we look at those frailties and we start to label them in some way or another. And that's where the journey begins of becoming or practicing humility, becoming more humble. So our human intelligence, on the other hand, should be telling us that any virtues that we do possess, and we all possess some virtues, some gifts, some capabilities, but they are from the divine. They are the gift to us from God. And our frailties, in a way, are methods or pathways that we can improve upon. And we can look upon that also as our gift to God and to mankind. So to recognise what we are not doing as good as we should do in certain areas, and to make a conscious commitment to improve upon those things is our gift to the divine. And when we start to get ourselves in that frame of mind, we begin to develop a awareness that our gift to God is very important. And we see things in a clearer light, and we kind of tease it apart and are able to think, you know, I started off good there, but then I got, you know, that old pride and, you know, I think that I can do it better than you steps in. We are able to peel it apart and have a look at it and say, do you know what, I didn't need to do that. Next time I won't. So our gift to God and to mankind is to be humble, not only in our thoughts and self-awareness, but in our actions, like our speech. That is where we also practice humility. And the old saying, you know, think before you speak, think before you do anything, is so very true. And we often forget those simple things. And that has, an example of that for me has been, as some of you would realise, I recently had a very nasty fall. And that rendered me incapable of doing certain things, apart from a lot of pain and frustration that came with it. But I learned very quickly that I don't need to be in charge of everything. There are other people around who can do things admirably. The world and my farm is not going to fall apart because I'm not in control. And, you know, everything's working fine. Nothing fell apart. Nothing went wrong. Everything ran smoothly. Other people took control of things and did things for me. And the world didn't stop rotating. It never fell apart. Things are running great. So I suddenly realised, and it was humbling, but it is truthful, that really I'm surrounded by so many capable and humble people that I need to realise that. I need to understand that and practice humility. Do you know, I have 3 sons and they are all very humble. They'll never blow their own trumpet. They'll never put forward how good they think they are. They're very quiet achievers, and it's a real blessing. And I need to take lessons from them. I need to let other people do things for me that either I can't physically do at the moment, or I don't need to be doing in any case. And that gives me more time to practice my humility, practice recognising the gifts of others and letting those people shine and do what they do well. Because the world is still here despite my fall. So in many ways, and we have to understand that there is nothing weak about being humble. It's actually gives you a degree of inner strength, because it requires you to place your trust in other people, and you'll be very pleasantly surprised at just how successful that is. And so from my experience, I have learnt that it's, in more ways than one, it is better to think and plan before proceeding, because a few quick or fast steps can result in a large fall. In my case, it was physical injuries, but in other cases and in other circumstances, it's not just physical. It can be, things that affect others in our actions and our thoughts and our speech. If we don't plan and recognise that humility is a pious and good thing to practice. And it does start with us acknowledging areas where we could improve. Do we overstep our marks sometimes? Do we want to take control of everything? Do we think we can do it better than somebody else? And, put your hand up for everything when there's help required. There are other people out there that can do that probably better than you or I. And so humility it's in actual fact, for me, this fall has not been an easy journey. do still have a lot of pain, and my mobility has certainly been affected. But in a way, the words I'm saying really don't describe it, but it's actually been a sense of freedom to me. There's been many blessings come out of it, and so my pride and thinking, oh, I've got to be on top of everything, it really doesn't matter. I don't need to worry about those things. I need to give way and let others do things. There are others that need to shine. And I think that is a big lesson that I've learned, that there are others that are happy to do things for me. There are others that can do things better than I can. So these are the many blessings that Hashem has bestowed upon me via the fall. So humility has been a word going around in my mind for some time now, in these last couple of weeks, that is. And I, for one, need to practice it. So just think about what I've said, and in the next video, we might talk a little more about humility in our thoughts and our actions. Please take care, and God bless.